The theoretical premise, do all cultures and cultured global citizens ask philosophical questions, certainly activated the contours of my intellectual antenna. As a result of this theoretical question, I was dispatched into thinking that the claims and ideas around global citizens as part of passion for learning the truth and separating truth from false ideas becomes the critical and constructive aspects of philosophy, which are consequently not independent but interdependent underpinning of this discourse. Since the aforementioned premise was in accordance with reality, then I was motivated to embrace the view that if culture and philosophy are inextricably linked, therefore the philosophy of culture is the ethos of philosophy. Invariably, the aforesaid admission was characterized as one of the many catalysts which provided a forum for cultural practitioners to examine the essence and the meaning of culture. It also established a link whereby all cultured global citizens from all cultures ask intellectually stimulating philosophical questions. In this scheme of things, this way of life, to some extent, is in sync with this deep philosophical question, which is also grounded in many theoretical hypotheses, which are quite complicated, like all cultures, which are intertwined with the ideology of cultured global citizens. Since all things highlighted above are considered social theories and is imbued with the analytical frameworks or paradigms are used to study and interpret social phenomena. Importantly, this environment consistently providing academic tools which are used by cultural practitioners, social scientists, and other social practitioners are theories related to historical debates over the validity and reliability of different methodologies. For example, positivism and anti-positivism, which is the primacy of either structure or agency, as well as the relationship between contingency and necessity. The more that I drill down into this subject, it is crystal clear that the ethos of this discourse was intertwined with this type of thinking, presumably establishing a consciousness and intelligence which may have some plausibility to activate the intellect of Socrates and Nelson Mandela. Cases in point. Socrates asserted to move the world, we must first move ourselves, whereas Nelson Mandela asserted that education is the most powerful tool which you can use to change the world. what was also uniquely interesting that an analysis of Socrates and Nelson Mandela assertions were construed as part of philosophy of culture, which is also a branch of philosophy which examine the essence and the meaning of culture. Although they are representatives of different cultures occupying different geographical spaces, yet they are cultured global citizens who would have made philosophical expressions which are grounded in the theories of philosophical questions that they would have asked themselves, which can be reasonably and rationally defended against hard and skeptical questioning. Socrates and Nelson Mandela are cultural icons, already had some sort of philosophy and already practiced philosophy when they thought about and addressed issues which were fundamental to questions about life, meaning, society, and morality. That being the case, in conclusion, this discourse wasn't simply about learning how to ask and answer this theoretical question, but about how to do it in a systematic, careful, and reasoned manner, since this was one of the fundamental reasons why the same became one of the tenets of this conversation, because all cultures and cultural global citizens, regardless of their cultural identity, ask philosophical questions, was just a social theoretical conversation. Predominantly, the premise do all cultures and cultured global citizens ask philosophical questions captured in ISBN 978-976-9635-678, Vol.1 and 11 chapters, is a deep philosophical question and a theoretical cliché verbalized in 44,002 words, 1,553 paragraphs, and 649 pages through a cultural lens.